In today's lesson, we will be talking about why you need God in your life and why it will make a crucial impact in your life. To start with, I'll just give you a quick overlook, a quick idea on how rare it is for you to be alive. For you to have an idea, if you haven't ever think about this, for you to be alive right now in this exact moment, your parents within 8 billion people in this entire world had to meet. Within 8 billion people, your parents, those two, your mother and your father had to meet. But not only that, your grandparents, the parents of your parents had to meet. The parents of your grandparents had to meet. And this goes on and on and on. The chances of you being alive right now are 1 to the power of minus 300 or even less, according to the scientists. So 1 times 10 to the power of minus 300. If you don't have an idea of how low this is 0.000 with more 297 zeros and then 1%. This is the odds of you being alive right now in this moment. So why you still care about what other people think? Why you still think about that other people's opinions will change your life? It won't. The chances of you being alive right now are this. So slim, and you still care about what other people think. Another thing, for you to have an idea, even scientists cannot comprehend on how our body functions. So scientists haven't discovered how us, the human beings, how we store memories. Scientists haven't discovered how this thing works. And our DNA, if we were to write down our DNA, it would take more than 600,000 pages to write. And not one word per page, 500 words per page. And it would have to be 600,000 pages with 500 words per page. This is how long it would take for our DNA to be written down. So now let's dive into why you need God in your life. And when I say why you need God in your life, I'm not asking you to start reading the Bible every single day, to start praying every single day, to start doing all of these Christian things every single day, even to go to the church. I'm not asking you to do this. I'm asking you to accept God in your life. I'm asking you to start believing that He exists and also to start trusting Him. I'm asking you to start giving Him some attention, start believing that He exists and that He will take control of your life. Because if you start looking at the most successful people in the world, I'm not saying every single person, but the most of them believe in God. So you start to recognize a pattern. If you like going to the latest UFC fights, every single winner of the fight, it was like 10 fights, every single one of them, when they won and they were given the microphone, every single one of them, there's not even one that didn't thank to God. The Dana White gave them the microphone and they said, first of all, I want to thank God. That's what they say. That's what they said first. Every single one of them. So there's not coincidence. There's a pattern. They believe God for a reason. So why don't you believe in God? It doesn't take much of your time. Time you scroll on TikTok or on Instagram, you can start putting some of that time into God. So let's actually talk about why God will change your life. So the first thing that God gives you is trust. If no one trusts in you, in our dreams, in your project, in our business, whatever you are doing, if no one trusts you, God will. And I can bet you that God will trust you and God will help you achieve what you want in your life. I can guarantee you. Maybe you don't believe in his miracles. Maybe you don't believe that he actually came to earth. Maybe you don't believe that he did all of these things because you see that there is still wars, there is still these viruses, there is still all of these things. And maybe you think that he won't help you as well, but he will. And I can guarantee you that. So the first thing that God will do to you is to give you some trust, will give you that belief that anything is possible. And it is. Second thing that God will give you, besides trust and belief, is strength. And when I say strength, it's not actually physical strength, but mentally strength, psychological strength. Because through this is everything when we talk about God is related. So this is related to trust and belief. Because strength, it is when you are going through your hardest moments and God will believe in you. God will give you the things that you need for you to continue going. And this is all the power of God. This strength that God will give you is the strength that you need to overcome, to overtake your obstacles. It's that mental strength that you need. Because there's a lot of people that go through depressions. There's a lot of people that go through hard things and make me think that depression isn't real. I've gone through that. I've thought that depression isn't real. But we get to a point in our lives that everything is going the wrong way. And we just have to think, oh shit, we are completely fucked. I can't get anything done, can't do anything. I can change this, I can change that. I'm going to be a failure. But when I start to believe that anything is possible, when I start praying, when I start asking God for some strength, He gives me that. He gives me that. And I just continue going and things will start to get better. And this have happened to me, and this will also happen to you if you actually start believing in God. And third and last thing, besides all of the things that God will give you, is your goals. Because when you start giving your life to God, you will achieve your goals. And those are not your goals. Those are the things that God set you to achieve in your life. And all of those thoughts that you have, oh, I want to retire my mom. I want to buy all of those cars. I want to buy that house. I want to travel to these places. Whatever it is, that thing is put in your mind for a reason. Those thoughts are there for a reason. It and it wasn't just by coincidence. You weren't. It was not you who put your thoughts into your own brain. It was someone. It was God. I can promise you that. So the goals that you have might not always coincidence, might not always be the goals that God has for you. And you might think, what a shame. I want that car. I wanted to buy those things. I wanted to achieve those things. You think you would like to achieve those things. But when you actually achieve what the goals that God set you will be much happier. You will be much more fulfilled and you will please God. Because when you start giving your life to God, when you start believing in God, when you start trusting Him, you not only want to achieve the goals that He has for you, but you also want to be the best servant possible to God. You want to be the best person in earth. You want to be the best servant for God. And you just want to do the good things. And you also want to achieve the goals that He has set to you. Because God has goals for everyone. God has different goals for different people. Maybe for you, God wants you to retire your family. Maybe for me, God wants to share His word with the most amount of people possible. Maybe God wants me to be someone who shares His word with the most amount of people possible, and that's why I'm doing this. And I think that this is the plan that God wants for me. God wants me to help the most amount of people. And that's why I'm doing this. Maybe God doesn't want it for you. Maybe God has different plans for you. You should do the things that will make you closer to God's plans for you. Because God has a plan for everyone. Maybe all of these hard things that you are going through, maybe all of these situations that are going completely wrong, all of the business that you are failing, all of these hardships, everything is part of God's plan. I can guarantee you that. Because if you just keep going, if you just keep going and learning through those mistakes, you will learn. You will evolve as a human being. You will develop. You will become better. So the next time that you do those things, you won't make those mistakes. So you might win at that thing because you didn't do the things that you knew it wouldn't achieve you what you want. So if you know the things that you know that will work, you will achieve what you want. That's just simple math. So start believing in God. So start believing in God because God will give you trust. God will give you belief. God will give you strength. And God has big, big goals for you. Just have to trust Him. Just have to follow His path. And sometimes it might be the hardest thing in the world to stick to your plans and to God's plans. But I can guarantee you that in the end it will be always worth it. You'll be very, very successful. You'll be very happy and you will be very fulfilled. Because sometimes the things that we most want won't make you happy, won't make you fulfilled. You can see many people that are millionaires that have bought all of these things that aren't really happy, aren't real fulfilled. And there's this quote, "Oh, I'd rather cry in a Ferrari than in a Toyota Corolla." All right. But I'd rather be happy with a normal life, what is considered a normal life, than to be completely sad, completely depressed, but be rich. Maybe it's just my opinion, right? Because those those material things might make you happy in the moment, but in long term you'll just get used to it. It's like buying a new phone. In first week maximum, you are completely over the moon, but then it's just a normal thing, right? So have that in mind. Hope you like this video. Follow because there's a lot to come. See you guys in the next one.